do today is we're going to make a single variable graph out of the 1980 data. So basically these are the poverty rates for all the provinces in the year 1980. What this means is it means the percentage of families considered to be living in poverty standards. Okay, so to do that, we're going to use a special program called Fathom, and you'll find it in the student applications under Math. It looks like this little gold ball. So you open that up, and I'm just going to move it so that it's in the view here. Okay. And the first thing you do is you have to make what's called a data table. So you just grab this little table and pull it down. Okay. So we are going to put the provinces here, and then we're going to put the poverty rate here for each of the provinces. Okay, so now we'll just go back to our data for a second. Okay, so Atlantic, Newfoundland, Prince Edward Island, Nova Scotia, New Brunswick. Okay. So that's a little bit difficult to remember, but I'll just put them in Atlantic, Saskatchewan, BC. Okay, that's good. And then we just need the poverty rates for each of them. Okay, so once you have your data entered into your two columns, you next choose your graph. So you just drag one of those down. And okay, we're going to do a bar graph. A bar graph probably makes the most sense for this type of data. So we want, remember the bar, when you do a bar graph, you put the words down here and the number data goes on the side. Okay, so we just grab the provinces and drag them to the bottom, and then take the poverty and just drag it to the side right here. Now it says dot plot, and I think what we want to do is change it to a histogram, which is basically the same as a bar graph. Okay, let's see if they have something else. Maybe histogram's okay, I guess. Okay, so you might want to make it a little bit bigger. Okay, and then it just tells you, there we go. I don't want the words to be too crowded there. Okay, and then if you don't like that, there's other options. If you don't like the histogram, you could go to a line plot, although that one is probably not a great idea. Let's see what this one comes up with. That's not bad. That's similar to a bar graph. Okay, box plot. Okay, I think the histogram's the best. Okay, so it just shows the poverty rate for each of the provinces, and you can see here that by the data, BC and Alberta are the lowest, and then the highest would be Newfoundland and Quebec and Atlantic. So one thing that's interesting to note, there in Newfoundland, the reason why the poverty rate is so high is because of the fishing industry. Most of the people that lived in Newfoundland lived on fishing, and because of the shortage of the fish, and the fishing industry has basically crashed, so you have a lot of people that are basically living on welfare out in Newfoundland. In the BC provinces, BC has a lot of natural resources, and so does Alberta. So these two provinces, people can make a lot of money in the forestry and the mining industries, and that's probably why the poverty is lower there. Okay, so you can go ahead and try making a graph on your own.